Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to be doing a run through our DRM system in testnet. We are combining DRM, digital rights management, which encrypts and ensures distribution of payments to all the stakeholders involved in the production. We're combining DRM with NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, essentially tokens which we embed specific rights within that sit on a blockchain and can be traded. So what we're trying to now unlock is an access economy for everyone globally. Right now there's inefficiencies on Web 2. There's content creators who aren't really being fairly rewarded for their work, and we believe we can offer much greater returns by essentially distributing out this technology for all to enjoy in an inclusive manner. So right now we are making great progress, and I'm going to quickly show you what we've been up to. Cool. So we are in our testnet environment for DRM, and we're going to go ahead as a content creator for video and mint a DRM protected NFT asset. So let's go through the process. So we are an independent creator. Now, this is consumer to consumer in this scenario, but we should also remember that Elacity is here to facilitate business to consumer too. So if you are an organization or someone that owns intellectual property, and let's say you're used to working with Web 2 platforms, we actually have a conversion tool which enables you to bring those same contracts over to Elacity and to convert them into DRM protected smart contracts, NFTs, and issue access tokens. So we are unlocking new Web3 markets for everyone. And the goal here is to be as inclusive as possible. Both consumers, individuals around the world can become more independent and they can offer access for their assets and enable individuals to trade them, but also businesses and those that own rights can also come across and they can also monetize their assets more effectively. So this is to be inclusive for all. In this case, I'm a content creator and I'm looking to encrypt my assets, encrypt my video in this scenario, and to ensure that it's effectively monetized but also used in the way that I wish for it to be used. So we can also manage, we can imagine other assets in the big picture. Right now we're looking at video and music, but there's also images, there's also 3D models. 3D models can extend in everything to gaming, to 3D printing, to the metaverse and all kinds of things, and documents too, trading information. So it gets super exciting, and it's quite a deep rabbit hole that we are embarking on. That's, I believe wholeheartedly that Web3 will increasingly have DRM brought into it to bring this access economy, and we want to be the leaders in doing so. So we have different rights. When you mint NFT access tokens, embedded in those tokens are the different rights in which allow you to decrypt the media and under what terms. Right now you can do it for free. Anyone can access your video. We can allow for someone to buy once and play always, meaning that they can't resell it on afterwards. Or the most interesting one, I believe, is the ability to buy an access token to enjoy the content and then to resell it on. So when we think about buying a DVD or buying a vinyl or anything in the real world, we have the ability to sell it on afterwards if we are done consuming it. Do we have that same ability online today? When you buy a song on iTunes or you buy a movie on Amazon, we don't. And so here, this is where we are now here to disrupt, to say, well, actually, we can enable this, but also to ensure that while someone can resell the asset and earn profit from it, they actually also, it distributes out a percentage to everyone who was involved in the actual production of the asset too, which we'll go into next. But yeah, other rights also that you can see that we don't have available but are being worked on are pay-per-view and also rental. So pay-per-view for a live environment gets really interesting, and then rental as well, I think is really valuable. So we can imagine all kinds of different business models emerging, and another one actually might be advertisement as well. If you want to offer your content for free but do a deal with an advertiser, that too is a really interesting proposition. So we're on the Elastos Smart Web, we're on the Elastos Smart Chain, which is an EVM chain. So we can, very cheap gas fees and quick and fast, and we have the benefits of identity solutions, decentralized file storage, and peer-to-peer communications. And the idea is we bring this all together to create this new smart city environment and an access economy which is, yeah, powerful and can disrupt. So in this scenario, let's imagine we've got all the stakeholders and everyone is coming together now to mint this asset which we produced together, and we're going to put in our wallet addresses and set the amount of percentages that we're each going to get. So in this case, as the creator, I might have, let's say, 50%. Then as the publisher, maybe 20% was agreed. The distributor, 20%, and then finally an investor who helped us fund the project gets 10%. Now, because we set the rights to enable anyone to sell on after they purchase our access tokens, we can also now set what that looks like. So dependent on how much we allocate for the seller is locking in still our percent, but it's out of the remainder percentage that we have. So in this case, let's give 80% to the seller. So someone who buys our access, they enjoy the content and then they sell it on, they will get 80% of the listing fee that they sell it for, and then the remaining 20% that gets distributed out based on the percentages we've provided. So we'll continue here. We'll go ahead and upload our asset. So in this case, we have a video, a lovely video of a park, and we'll do the thumbnail, a nice image. So the title. And then how many access tokens are we actually going to publish? So the NFTs, the amount with these rights in, so this is the scarcity. So in this case, let's set 100, meaning that there's only 100 tokens which will allow individuals to access the video. So individuals who buy them can resell them on, but the scarcity is set, there's 100. Cool, so we have an overview, and we're going to go ahead and upload the video. So when we submit, the first thing is it's encrypting the video with DRM, with the rights that have been set out, and then it's uploading it to IPFS. IPFS is the Interplanetary File Storage System, it's a distributed file storage network. And then what you'll see after this is a transaction come through for us to then issue the access tokens onto the blockchain network. So we'll just give it, it shouldn't take too long. We can obviously see here as well the overview of everything that we've set here. Buy once, play always, and the ability to resell. In the same way, who gets what, and then the different number of copies and everything going on here. Cool, so that's uploaded, it's encrypted on IPFS, and now we're going to go ahead and publish our NFT access tokens. The actual NFTs themselves are ERC1155s, so we can bulk everything into one transaction, so it's super efficient. We've just issued 100 NFTs onto the blockchain. They all have the rights embedded within them, and you can see now when we go to explore. Also bear in mind this UI is very basic, we're all back end, but now think of a Netflix style YouTube environment which we will add to the Elacity live environment, which has AI, NFT marketplace and social, all this good stuff. So we're building this smart economy, but right now we can see here our access, our video has been minted. As an owner, I can now go on. I have 100 access tokens in my wallet, and they're also for sale. And you can see here, whilst I can't watch it, when I click this, I just sign to show that I have the access tokens, and the media becomes decrypted. So when we play the video, everything plays back smoothly, and yeah, with audio, everything's working great. So if we look here, if I was to buy access, in this case I'm selling all the access, you can see I already own all the tokens, but also that there's 100 available. So the next step is we're going to go as a new wallet to this environment and see kind of how I can't access this video, and then how when I purchase a video, purchase an access token, it allows me to decrypt the content and enjoy. So we will go as DRM buyer 1. So I'm someone new, no access tokens in my wallet, entering into the environment. So the first thing is it's a padlock. I can't access this. It's protected, so I need to buy a token. So if I go to buy a token, I can see the percentages that we set out, who gets paid what, and I can also see that there's 100 available, and I can purchase however many I want. In this case, I'm going to buy one. I think that's fine. And go ahead and purchase. So once this is over, I will be prompted to sign the contract just to show that I have an access token, and then the data will be decrypted for me and I'll be able to enjoy. So here we go, signature request, signed. I now have an access token in my wallet, which allows me not only to watch it, but also to resell the token and resell the access to someone else. So I can now watch the video. And this is a very big step in the whole of Web3 as a whole, because we are unlocking a completely new marketplace and environment. So it's super exciting how this can be developed further and how it can be used across the world globally by content creators. And how reputation comes into is another really important element, but we can talk about that a little later. So in this case, I've got access and I can sell this NFT too now. So with the set amount, we can see I'll get 80% of this sale, and then the remaining amount is distributed out to those that were a part of the production. So let's sell this for 1 ELA2. This is where we introduce free markets, because if there's scarcity and access is being bought up and then it can be traded again on the markets, the free markets decide what the value of the content is. Ultimately, if someone wants to consume it, they will purchase. It's just dependent on what the fair price and fair value is. So there's a market in buying up access and trading it too, as much so as there is in selling it initially. So it gets very exciting. I really deeply believe in free markets, limited governance, which we can bring in through a reputation system with what's called digital identifiers and zero knowledge proofs, so people can respect their privacy, but they can use it to access certain environments and create these trusted layers, but then also ensuring that the markets can just work, just enable individuals to do what they want, and to ensure that there's a governance that's there to just protect from any malicious activity. And this all comes through the combination of DRM and blockchain governance. So in this case, I'm now selling in this case, we can see with vendors, there's now 2 vendors and I'm one. I can't buy my own access token, but it's being sold on the marketplace. If I go to the wallets, I've set up the wallets here. These were the publisher, the distributor, and the investor, and we can see that they have been distributed fairly. We did 20%, 20%, 10%, and then the DRM tester, which had a little bit more in, but that was the remaining 50%. And now I can sell that access as someone else. So I could be a completely new buyer. I can now come to the environment. I can see that I can't access this token, but I can see that if I go to purchase, there's now 2 vendors, and in different cases there's different distribution models, but everyone's getting paid fairly. So this is a really big step as a whole for what we're here to achieve, which is to deliver an access economy which is inclusive for all. I mentioned about how we have a conversion tool, so it's not only just for consumer to consumer, but for business to consumer too. And what we want to do is to facilitate this new digital economy. We have a host of other technologies live. I can quickly show you. If we jump into Elacity already, switch networks. In this environment, this is the live environment, we have an NFT marketplace where individuals can buy and trade assets. This has been live for some time now, for about a year, and then we have the ability to buy and trade. We have decentralized data vaults. We have the ability for collections to be generated, to be imported, to be traded, and this can all be multi-chain, so it's very wide-reaching. 2% business model on all trade. We then have shops. These are all the individuals, and we have DIDs, decentralized identifiers with verifiable credentials. So these are independent identities who have verified their social accounts and they earn blue ticks. And in the same way, you also have decentralized identifiers who have done KYC checks and they get a green tick. So we are introducing this reputation layer, which we can then imagine if we have age restricted content in Elacity, or we have specific districts which need to meet certain criteria, or not even age restricted to the 18 plus level, but if we're talking about bringing in a safe environment for children, parents might have environments such as the social district where you can only enter if you have specific credentials, or if you're within an age range through your KYC check, or we can imagine schools or different institutions issuing credentials to decentralized identifiers in the big picture, and it's up to individuals who set up these environments, these social chats or these videos or whatever, to say this is what is required in order to unlock or to enter this space. So we want to create filtered spaces which are protected too, rather than what we see today, which is more of a wild west. So we have the marketplace, we have the ability for the cinema that's coming through the DRM, we have the expansion of rights, we have the expansion of assets, and then we can imagine to the social environment, and what ties it all together will be this place in which everyone can talk, they can share videos, they can sell, buy and trade data. We have the playground, which is the AI district, so the ability to actually generate data too. How DRM fits into this is extremely exciting, because can we collectively enable individuals with trusted identities to access certain environments where they can help co-train AI, and then those AIs can be published on Elacity and enjoyed and consumed, but the payments and the money that goes through the AI engines pay out to everyone who helped train it. That's a huge area which we're focusing on as well. And as a whole, we're just building away, and our DRM Web3 is coming a long way as it is, but we should start to imagine the bigger picture and how all of these interlink together. The marketplace underlies everything on Elacity. The playground allows for data generation. The cinema allows for the distribution of protected media. The social allows for the actual communication channels, and they all work with each other, and we can imagine further districts down the line. But really, this is our goal and objective right now. We're working away, we're extremely excited, and yeah, thank you for tuning in, for going through this tutorial, and if you'd like to have a play around and test yourself, just let me know, reach out and we'll be glad to assist you. But thank you everyone, and wishing you a great day. Have a good one.